What is up, guys? William here from fitnessforbackpain.com. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. I'm again super pumped about this episode. We're talking about cardio and back pain. A big topic that I get talked to and asked questions about is how do I run with low back pain, right? There's a lot of fear wrapped around cardio because it's high impact. So today I want to talk about 4 rules you have to follow if you want to go explore cardio, whether that is a recumbent bike, an elliptical, or full-on running. There's 4 rules you have to follow and think about when you go do these things. Plus, I'm gonna give you a bonus tip that's magical. It's like wizardry when it comes to cardio and back pain and reducing your symptoms almost instantly. So watch to the end. After the 4 rules go through, I'm gonna give you a quick bonus tip that you can do right now before your next cardio session that I'm confident is gonna give you some pretty cool results. All right, so rule number 1 when it comes to cardio and experiencing back pain while doing it or days after doing it is for you not to be led by fear, but being comfortable with starting with where you are right now. When it comes to fear and it comes to back pain, there is a massive connection. The things that you tell yourself, what you have experienced, what your doctors have told you, what your friends have told you, or what your friends who have had worse situations than you or better situations than you have told you. You base what you can and cannot do off of these things, along with your own personal decisions, like, hey, I don't want to screw myself up, therefore I just won't do it. So you're making decisions based out of fear. And what the problem with that is if you make a habit of always saying no out of fear instead of no out of just conscious, like that just makes sense right now, there's a big difference. And what happens if you're led by fear, there's really nothing that's going to take you away from that fear unless you start changing the way you think and exploring what you can do right now. So what you have to change your mindset around is thinking more towards, okay, if I can't run a marathon, I can't run a 5K, what can I do? What makes sense to me right now within my limitations from my doctor and within my personal experience and what I'm trying to navigate with fear? Push the envelope on that fear. Get used to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and not making decisions based around fear, but making them around what you discover by experimenting with these types of cardio. The second rule of cardio when it comes to experiencing low back pain while doing it or in the past when you've done it before is not to protect. A big issue when it comes to persistent back pain, post-surgery, non-surgery, whatever your experience is with low back pain and what you've had done, is we need to protect, our minds think we need to protect, right? It's like this automated response that our body has that if we've had an injury, if we have a past experience around a certain activity, well, our body's gonna protect the painful site when we are doing that negative or that what seems like a negative activity. And we're on the topic of cardio, so you're going out to do a quick 5-minute run down the street and back. Something small, you're trying to not be led by fear, but be led by what you can do right now. So you go off on a quick jog, and the entire time you're super contracted, super braced, trying to keep this super rigid posture because you don't want to hurt anything. You're trying to overwork nature, overwork what your body will naturally do while it runs, and give that extra protection because you think by adding extra protection that you'll be safe. And that actually can trigger and cause more sensitivity. So the best thing that you can do when it comes to navigating cardio and navigating sensitivity is while you're trying to overcome fear and experiment with certain levels of cardio, try to stay relaxed. Focus on relaxing. Focus on breathing and allowing your body to bob and weave as you're doing the exercise, such as cardio or such as running or something like that. Allow your body to respond naturally because that's gonna give your body the freedom to explore what it can actually do while you're running without triggering any kind of weird pain or symptom. Rule number 3 when it comes to cardio and back pain, when you're trying to figure out what the best cardio option for you is in your current situation, is not to be afraid of a little discomfort. Now, there's been a recent studies put out when they took 2 groups. One, they allowed to progress only if they had 0 pain, 0 symptoms. That group of people progressed. So the second group only allowed themselves to progress if they were within a certain pain threshold, right? And they use a 4 out of 10 on a pain scale. So if you would rate yourself on how much pain you're in, 4 being, or 1 or 0 being none, and 10 being the worst, they allowed themselves to get to the 4 out of 10 level. And they, as long as they were within that range, they allowed them to progress. And they watched these two groups go down this journey of exercise, and guess what they found out? Both groups had results. Both groups worked towards a more of a pain-free life, getting back their activities, being able to do more cardio without the symptoms, without the flare-ups. Now, what gives? What's the difference? Well, there really isn't. Basically, what the research shows us is that we can explore pain. Pain is not necessarily a negative thing. It's just a response our body is giving us to the certain activity. So if we can explore pain, whether we go forward with no symptoms, I want to be pain-free when I exercise, that's okay. It might be a little bit slower, it might be a little bit longer of a journey, but you're still going to see progress as long as you continue to consistently do the exercises. The other side, you explore a little bit of pain, 4 out of 10, then that still gives you the freedom to see results, and research shows us that these people who explore pain some still see results the same as if you just held back and you were more conservative. So that gives you some freedom. Don't be afraid of discomfort. Now, if you go out for a run, if you're on the elliptical, if you're on the rower and your pain starts kicking in, you're having maybe a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, I would hold back at that 4 out of 10. Allow yourself to experience that pain, because what's key when it comes to the mind-body connection is as these symptoms are coming on, as these symptoms are showing themselves during whatever exercise or whatever cardio you're doing, it's your job and the practice of that mind-body connection and desensitizing your pain system is learning to control your thoughts during those movements or during those seasons or during those episodes of symptoms. You have to tell yourself, I'm fine. Pain is okay. Pain is just a signal. Pain is just my brain responding to what I'm doing. Where's my level at? I'm still okay. I feel safe. It's not getting worse. I'm gonna push on. You have to be able to teach yourself to think, not to protect when you start experiencing pain, but to give yourself the freedom to think and to explore these symptoms that you're having while maintaining control of how fast they're progressing or getting worse. Now, the fourth rule when it comes to navigating cardio, when it comes to back pain, is to celebrate the small wins. This is huge. In all of my coaching courses, in my coaching community, it is a big, big deal to learn and get used to celebrating the small wins, because we have these big, lofty goals. I want to be pain-free. I want to be able to whitewater raft again. I want to be able to run a marathon again. And you haven't ran a marathon in years. Well, that's a big, lofty goal. And if you base your relief, your day-to-day, your hour by hour, week by week, month by month, off of, am I working towards, can I run that marathon today? No, I can't. Can I start running and training for that marathon today? I can't. So we think negative. We think failure. We think, God, I'm not there yet. I haven't reached my goal yet. So you see the small things that you do every day as just worthless. They're not really doing anything for you. They're not allowing you to do the big goal. And we get caught up in this desire to make this big goal happen, to be pain-free, but we skip and we think that we can just rush through all the small victories and all the battles that we have to win before the war is won. So the way I try to change people's mindsets around this is to point out victories, is to point out things that you need to celebrate as if you had accomplished your big, big goal. Right? And if that is, you want to just be able to run, well, you can't even walk for 5 minutes. Well, if you can walk for 5 minutes today, symptom-free, celebrate that. That's a big, big deal, because you have to walk 5, 10, 30 minutes before you can actually run a 5K or a marathon, right? So we have to learn to celebrate and trigger those feel-good emotions and those chemicals in our body to say, hey, you know what? I'm getting better. I'm improving. I'm seeing progress. That's a victory. That's a victory you have to celebrate. And it's the small steps that lead up to the big victory that matter the most, because without them, you're not going to see that big goal. So if you wait until you can only do the big thing, then you'll celebrate, you're going to miss out, and your mind's not going to change. That mind-body connection and that desensitization effect of positive thinking, positive reinforcement, positive proof that your body is getting better, you're not gonna make it. And you'll always cut yourself short. You'll always say, I'm not getting better. I'm still in pain. This isn't working. I'm just gonna quit. And then you get on this vicious pain cycle or relief strategy cycle that never takes you towards where you wanna go. Now, I have a bonus tip for you. And this is a really cool tip that I've used a lot, and it's really the foundation of all of my Smart Strength membership workouts. If you're a Smart Strength member, you know that we always focus on core first. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I've got videos that cover that, but I want to give you a quick tip. Train your core before you head out. Do 2 of your favorite, safe, fun core training exercises before you go on that run, before you go on that fast-paced walk or whatever cardio you're gonna be doing. What this does is it kind of gets the body fired up. It gets the blood pumping to the core. It adds some stiffness and some tension in the trunk so that it's gonna give you a little bit of extra protection. Is this going to beat your back pain forever? No. But will it allow you to do your run, do your fast-paced walk, do whatever cardio you want to do with less symptoms and more confidence that your spine is protected, whether that's a physical thing that you have to deal with or a mental thing you have to overcome? Absolutely. So try it. Bonus tip. Train your core before you go out to do your cardio, especially if you're experiencing low back pain. And I'm confident you'll see a reduced amount of symptoms during that cardio activity. So that's it. That is my 4 rules to exploring cardio when you're dealing with low back pain, plus that bonus tip. I want to know if you're gonna use that bonus tip. If you tried it, if you went out and trained your core before you did your run, your walk, whatever you did, let me know in the comment section below. If you have a better tip, if you have some, this secret that I do is mind-blowing and you should do it. Anyone who's doing X, Y, and Z cardio should try it. It's awesome. It gives me the best results. Leave it in the comment below. I'd love to share that with the world. People who watch and read the comments, it helps out because a lot of people go for those comments to get further advice. So if you have something you want to say, drop in the comment section and we can chat about it there. Thanks again for watching, guys. Again, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and check out the website, fitnessforbackpain.com, and I'll see you on the next episode.